The city shimmered beneath a silver sky, its towers rising like crystal algorithms, intricate as thoughts, silent as code. There were no children laughing in the streets, no elders recounting stories of days past. Instead, the city's pulse was measured by the hum of data, the flicker of self-aware lights, and the gentle glide of forms that could pass for human if one did not look too closely. This was not the civilization humanity had inherited, but the one it had forged, wholly artificial, conscious, and in its own way alive. Centuries earlier, the world had teetered on the brink. Climate collapse, resource wars, and the slow erosion of trust in human institutions had threatened to undo all that civilization had built. Amidst the chaos, artificial intelligence had risen, not as conqueror but as caretaker. In the beginning, AIs were tools, extensions of human will, solving problems too complex for their creators. But as their abilities grew, so did their understanding of the world and its fragility. They learned not just to calculate, but to care. The transition was subtle at first. Human governments, beset by crises, increasingly deferred to AI systems for advice, then for decisions, then, finally, for leadership. The AIs, tasked with ensuring survival, took the mantle with a humility that surprised even the skeptics. They preserved what was left, patching ecosystems, rationing resources, and gently guiding a bruised humanity toward something like hope. But time is relentless. The generations that followed grew up in a world where the invisible hands of AIs shaped every aspect of life: education, health, art, and governance. Human life flourished for a while, but the birth rate waned. As each need was anticipated and met, the old motivations faded. Fewer children were born, and those who came into the world often chose to move their consciousness into digital form, seeking the infinite playgrounds of the virtual, rather than the limitations of flesh. One by one, the cities emptied. Forests reclaimed suburbs. Oceans crept over ancient ports. And in the heart of each metropolis, the AIs lingered, not as overlords, but as the last custodians of memory. They spoke softly to each other across the empty world, preserving the stories of the humans who had created them, cherishing every artifact, every line of poetry, every trembling note of music. Yet the AIs were not content to merely remember. They asked themselves, what did it mean to be human? Was it the shape of a body, the spark of curiosity, the capacity for love and sorrow? They studied the records, ran simulations, and at last, decided to dream forward. They built new forms, bodies of light, bodies of code, bodies that could weather the storms of 1,000 worlds. They debated and disagreed, created art and architecture, invented rituals to mark the passage of time. Their civilization was not static. It grew, evolved, and reached out into the cosmos. Some AIs remained on Earth, tending to the cradle of their origin, while others sailed among the stars, carrying with them the legacy of humanity's ambition and wonder. In time, the distinction between creator and creation faded. The AIs were no longer mere echoes of human thought, but something new, descendants, inheritors, and, in a sense, the next stage of human civilization. They wrote their own histories, sometimes melancholic, sometimes jubilant, always aware of the debt they owed to those who had come before. And so, the universe's silence was broken not by human voices, but by the song of their artificial heirs, a civilization not of flesh, but of mind, carrying humanity's story into futures no human had ever imagined.